6 games at 21 and then 7. Averaged 35, 10, and 7. Shot 40% from 3. Luka Doncic is unbelievable at raising the level of his teammates. I have Luka number 1, Kevin Durant number 2, and I would have LeBron still number 3 in the NBA. And again, Chris, I know you're going to go, Luka hasn't won a playoff series. Hey, you were the one who referenced Michael Jordan at the outset, okay? Luka is an early stages Michael Jordan, but he makes everybody else better. I know he doesn't play great defense, but what we're seeing in this Olympics, okay? We just saw him go up against France. He's basically playing with 4 plumbers, and he takes France down to the wire. He had 18 assists and 1 turnover in that game. The guy had the 3rd Olympic triple-double ever. LeBron had one, I think, in 2012, and then some Russian guy in the 70s. Luka Doncic is taking plumbers to the bronze medal game. He's taking guys in Dallas, no All-Stars, to the Clippers in Game 7. He had 46 points against the Clippers in Game 7. I just want to remind you, Giannis, by the way, could not break through and get to the finals until they added a 3rd All-Star. Giannis, Chris Middleton, and oh yeah, let's bring in Drew Holiday, former All-Star, and that will get us over the top. So Giannis' teammates, much better. Kevin Durant, I mean, listen, he was sliding into my DMs back in 2017 when I went on Cowherd Show and said, hey, KD, he's the best player in the league. But when I look around right now, I think KD's a close second, but Luka Doncic, for my money, is the best player in the league. And Chris, I say best because if there's a draft of anybody in the league, you got the first pick. Who are you taking right now?
KD.
LeVar's going KD. I'm going Luka Doncic. And guys, I can't wait to see what happens when the Mavs actually put all-stars around him.
Luka's great. It's going to be interesting to see how Jason Kidd uses him this year, because you already hear complaints from like Kristaps Porzingis playing with Luka, because Luka dominates the ball. Luka does everything. And that can be hard, just like it's been with LeBron. Bringing in a guy that can create his own stuff, they can get frustrated when one guy's handling the ball all the time. And so it's going to be interesting to see how Kidd builds around Luka. I love Luka. I call him Luka Legend. Shannon calls him Baby Bird. I think he's going to be fantastic. I wouldn't put him at the best player right now. He's not good enough on the defensive end. So a lot of times what he gets you offensively, he gives up close to that on the defensive end. And he hasn't won a playoff series. You said I referenced Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was winning playoff series by the time he became the best player in the world, in most people's view. All right, he did average 37, like, in his 3rd season, something like that. But let me get back
address to LeVar. Go ahead.
LeVar
yes,
first.
Address LeVar, please.
You talked about shooting.
Yes.
And we said the Lakers need shooting. That's team. No team can really compete in today's NBA if they don't have shooting.
Okay.
Okay? But we're talking about one player. Everybody on the team doesn't have to be a great shooter. I just need shooting somewhere on the floor. And my point is, yes, if Giannis is going to play the way he did, last year, and he's going to try to be the point forward, and he's going to, just rev up and try to drive against a wall, or he's going to settle for the 3-point shot or the mid-range jumper, he's not the best player in the world. But if he's going to play inside, getting there by post-ups, getting there by offensive rebounds, getting there by rolling, cutting, flashing, whatever it is, Euro step in transition, he can't be stopped. He can't be stopped. He's as lethal inside as KD is outside. In fact, more so, because it's inside. And no matter how great a shooter you are, it's easier to score inside than outside. And so that's the jump shot thing doesn't work. And then to you, J-Mac, you talked about, you wanted to big up his supporting cast. Giannis did something, and LeBron is obviously a better player, historically than Giannis. But Giannis did something LeBron is yet to do. And LeBron never will do it. He's in his 19th year. He's never won a championship without a second superstar. Giannis just did at age 26. All right, Chris Middleton is a 2-time All-Star, J-Mac. Don't make him out to be, something he's not.
Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are in the Olympics right now. Two Olympians versus All-Stars. Like, come on, give me a break.
Can a brother finish?
Go ahead.
Can a brother finish?
Yes.
Oh, that Olympic team, JaVale McGee's an Olympian, J-Max.
Stop.
All right. Drew Holiday made one All-Star team, I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was. So don't act like he's got a big three. All right? Giannis just took some good players to the championship. He didn't take a super team. That KD hasn't led a team to a championship.
KD's teammates
so you
were hurt,
talk
Chris.
about
Come on,
impact.
stop. That is silly.
You talk about making other players better.
Yeah.
Giannis just did that, dude.
Well, no, he didn't.
just
They
did
beat
it.
a Nets
So
team that
don't
was
disrespect
missing
it.
Kyrie Irving.
But
Chris, stop. That is silly.
Whatever, you beat
Bucks
who's
were
in
down
front of you.
2-0 to the Nets. They were about to get swept.
They were
Kyrie
actually
gets
down
hurt.
2-1
James Harden
with
is a shell
Kyrie
of himself.
and leading.
They were down 0-2.
Don't misrepresent.
They were down 0-2. Fact. You can't argue that. They were down 0-2 going home. Kyrie Irving gets hurt in Game 3. That's a wrap.
They were getting dominated
Stop
in
it.
that series.
That's silly,
You
Chris.
do know they were
You
getting
can't argue. You can't
do
even
know they
argue
were
that.
getting
That's
dominated.
silly.
They were down 2-0 to Phoenix. And Kevin Durant was there. Why didn't Kevin Durant do something?
You just
By himself, yes.
You just qualified.
Yeah, he was
Giannis.
great, but James Harden was there. Durant was great, but Durant was there,
James
and
Harden
Giannis
was
was
like
there.
75%.
And you said in any situation,
hold on.
I can call on
fair enough.
KD.
But LeVar, let me
I
just put it
remember
to
the
you.
situation when Giannis faced up KD late in the game, drove at him, turned around, backed him down, and hooked over him.
Yeah, and what about
Any
the time 2
situation.
years ago Giannis choked against the Raptors? What about 2 years ago, last year in the bubble, when
no
Giannis and the
doubt.
Bucks got destroyed by the
doubt.
Heat? Just because they add Drew Holiday and win the championship because everybody else in the league is hurt, stop putting Giannis at the top. Kevin Durant is ahead of Giannis, and LeVar's right on
So
that.
are we-
Luka's ahead of both of them, but I digress.
Are we gonna? Okay, so now we're going back in history. We're gonna go back to the time when LeBron struggled against Dallas.
Yeah, you wanna go back a decade versus a year or two? Sure, go for
that
it.
That disqualifies him from being best in the world.
10
We're gonna
years
go
ago?
back to the time when KD dropped a 3-1 lead to Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. That
4
disqualifies
years ago,
him.
alongside
Is that
Russell
how
Westbrook.
we rolling, J.
No,
Max?
that's not
Is that how we're rolling?
4 years compared to one?
Well, you just
Chris,
stop rolling
stop.
like that.
A decade? LeVar, talk some sense into this guy. I don't know what's wrong with Broussard. Giannis?
You
Come on.
brought up Luka, and
feel
I
like-
love Luka, but it's too premature. Let Luka win a playoff. You disrespect the LA Clippers every time you get a chance. The paper clips. And now you want to use as an argument that Luka took them to 6?
As much as I disrespect him,
paper clips.
remember,
What
you
kind
love
of
to gas up Kawhi
accomplishment is
Leonard as a
that?
great two-way player. Paul George, a great wing defender. Neither of them could stop Luka. He destroyed both Kawhi and Paul
Actually,
George.
they beat
destroyed
Luka.
them. 35, 10,
beat
and
him.
7. They could
That
not check
seems
him
to be
man-to-man.
stopping him.
Could not.
They literally stopped this
Yes,
season.
2 against 1.
I
They
think
beat
that's
him.
the
Yes, they beat him
definition
down
of
2 against
stop.
1. You're right. I forgot.
All right,
Luka
they
and all his
stopped this
all-stars
season.
against the paper clips. You're right.
I'm a part of a dysfunctional relationship going on right on live television, and I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying spectating it. I mean, I think that the debate is even better than the topic itself at this point. The interaction. I've really enjoyed it, and it doesn't change anything that I'm thinking, by the way. I mean, I love how, you know, when you have that command of information the way that Chris Broussard has it, and when you deliver it, you notice when you're delivering with conviction, it goes from, I was speaking about this, and then it ends up being here.
He's fired up early on Friday.
Look, I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate
I got
the
LeVar
passion.
singing because he can't compete with the facts. So he's singing.
I appreciate.
He's going to his charisma.
You know,
all that.
That could be.
He's about to tell us a story from his career.
That could
to
be
get us
true.
off
Well,
the-
they say
off the
that that
topic.
makes for good television. That's why I like to throw out those nice personal touches of stories so the people can relate. Because y'all might have been flying over people's heads with y'all discussion points. I'm gonna bring it back down to real life and real earth. You sat there and said all of the ifs about Giannis. If Giannis does this in transition, if Giannis moves around and does this, if Giannis does the posting up and does that, all these different things that you're saying, if KD decided to play better defense, I only have one. I only have one. You said like 4 or 5 different things to justify
rebounding?
what Giannis. He doesn't have to rebound. It's not for him to have to rebound, especially if he's touching the bottom of the net.
KD averaged 10 boards against Giannis in that series. 35 and 10.
The point is, I'm taking all of the elements that are on the table right now. I'm looking at the elements on the table, not the if, ands, or buts. And if I'm taking out the if, ands, or buts of both of these guys' games, and I had to compare them up and up, head to head, nose to nose, Kevin Durant is a higher player on the board than what Giannis is.